players in 2 seasons ago. Ronald Sechiganda, what a player also from AC Villa. Joel Serunjoji, what a player also. Those are the midfield. The midfield really composes of local players or players from the continent. Ibrahim Kasule from Red Bull. Then Travis Mutiaba, Zamalek. Forwards, you have Steve Dese Mukwala, Asante Kotoko, who has been on form. We have seen the goal he scored against House of Folk in the derby, in the Kumasi derby. Nelson Seka Tuka, wow, what a deserving player for this squad. He has been top, one of the top strikers in the Ugandan Premier League in the last five seasons. He has been consistent. I like that he's back in the fold. He's from Bright Stars. Dennis Omedi, Chitara FC, sensational player too. Mohamed Shaban, top scorer of the Uganda Premier League. Forward Aziz Bayo. Not much about him. He was in Israel. Then right now he's also in Czech Republic in Viskov. Rogers Kasim Mato, Breras Strumika, Patrick Jonah Kakande. Yeah, for me in my 11, I'm starting him. As I mentioned as we shall be mentioning our starting lineup. Umar Lutalo, AC Villa, yeah, also a good player. And Okello, all green. Yeah, so that's the team that is at the disposal to the coach. What do you make of the preparation and what kind of do you have? What are the predictions for the game against Botswana? Does the team look really good? Does the team look really balanced with a mix of young players and also some old guards in the team?
Yeah, the team is really balanced. The team is really balanced. It's, of course, like how you said, it's a mixture of the old guards and the young lads. We need that experience into the team, of course. Leaders, we see the leadership, of course. We have leaders in the team. You have got Aucho, you've got Walidwa, you've got Awani. Those are leaders in the team. Yeah. Then the young lads, of course, you have the likes of Azizi Kayondo, you have the likes of Isaac Muleme, you have the likes of Alan Okello. Mutiawa is also a young lad, Mato is a young lad. So generally, we are moving from the old generation coming back to the new generation, but at a phase, you're not rushing so fast. Because sometimes when you see sometimes the games, the friendlies we play and you're missing out Aucho, you see there's a gap in that midfield. You like, you need that experience, you need that leadership. You need someone who can shout at the player, like, that pass you're making is so bad, please. You better make a better pass. You know, why are you losing the ball so much? You know, sometimes you need that kind of leader into the team. And Aucho brings that. He's a leader, is a composed player, and he will give you what you need. Because when he says, let's do this, the players will listen to him. They won't be like, you know, I can't listen to him, I'm better than him. They'll be like, and the guy's played 2 AFCONs, you know.
Yeah, means a lot, yeah.
And he was a starter. He was a starter. He's not these young lads. He's a starter, and he's a starter, and he's a lead on the team. So let's listen to what he says and let's deliver. Yeah, but generally, it's a good team. I expect a win from Uganda, at least a 2-0 and above. No more 1-0 games. 1-0 games cost us a lot. We need a 2-0 and above against Botswana on Friday. And we are back home. Not that we are playing away from home. We are now home at our normal ground, where we know when we're at Nambole, it is a must win for us. The least we can do is get a draw, but it's a must win for us at Nambole.
Exactly, yeah.
So on Friday, let the fans go up at Nambole, let them go support the Cranes, and they will see the results, the positive results.
Yes, these are World Cup qualifiers. Let me start with the midfield. Yeah, you spoke a lot about Sechiganda. Would you start him in that? I don't know what kind of midfield you want. The one with the 3, the one with the 5, the one with 2 pivots. You spoke a lot about Sechiganda. Would you start him ahead of Biaranga Bobosi?
With the form he has, I can start him in that midfield with Aucho, because he has been on form, and Bobosi. We haven't seen him a lot this season, though he plays professional football, but we haven't seen him a lot this season. So I would start Sechiganda ahead of Bobosi in that midfield. Yeah, or I would bring in Kasule, who we've seen deliver some good results at Red Bull. I would start actually Kasule as well. Yeah, I would start Kasule with Aucho or Sechiganda with Aucho. Of course, Mutiaba has a spot there. The coach just loves seeing him there. And he's a kid who is a kid who's a threat into that
number 10, yeah. He's a wizard. Yeah.
But you know, he's a midfielder. He's regarded as a midfielder into the squad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Looking at the
yeah.
physicalities of the Botswana, actually, the Botswana team, for them, they went into camp a week before. Uganda, Da Costa, the coach, really, for him, was quick in running, called up the squad earlier. They camped, and it's not a team that we can overlook, especially the physicality of it in the midfield, in the park there. You're right. I don't know. We have debates between starting Mutiaba. How about Kakande? Kakande, like these players that come in, like if a player really is on form, doesn't matter whether it's the local league, and that's the difference between European teams. They would start a player that is on form. John Patrick Kakande, I don't know. John Patrick Kakande, I don't know whether you'd also start him up front there to
No,
team up
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 front there
front.
because I need some physicality up front there.
Mm,
I'll use the on for Mukwala and Bayo up front. Then put on the person who's our top scorer into these qualifiers. Mato is our top scorer, so I would use Mato as well into the team. So I would use Mukwala, Mato, and Bayo because we need that experience, that energy. We need someone who can bully those defenders.
mm,
And now Mukwala with Bayo, those are bullies into the up front,
mm,
into when it comes to the defenders,
mm.
and they deliver as well. Yeah.
Exactly. So let's speak about the back line. We start with the keeper. You're a fan of Chris Kusima, but we have some internationals back. Uh, Wetanga is back. We have Adionzo is back. Who would you start in between the posts?
Of course, let me name my 11.
Exactly. Yeah.
When you look at that squad,
Mm,
of course, I'm looking at Watenga in goal
mm,
as number one. Buamono as the number two, as a right back, because he has played there before. We see what he can do. I'll give Mwere ahead of Kayondo because
mm,
with the runs he makes, with the way he plays, with the way we saw him play, the defense
mm,
in the Uganda in the league, we saw what he would do. Of
mm.
course, in
Space. Yeah.
central defense, of course, Awenyi and Rwalilwa are supposed to be there ahead of Oti
Mm.
and
Semakula.
the Villa captain, of course,
Mm,
Samakula. Then midfield, I'm having Kalida Ucho, I'm having Sechiganda, I'm having, of course, Motiaba.
mm,
Then up front, it is Mkwala, Bayo, and Mato. But
mm,
I'll bring in Bobosi and Kasula in that midfield as substitutes.
mm.
Then Shabani, Omede, and Kakande up front as substitutes.
All right. For me, I'll go with Wetanga, Elvis Bobono. In the center back, I'll give Kenneth Makula and Timothy Awani. On the left, I'll give Mleme. The midfield is a bit tricky, but I'll have Kaldia Wicho as a senior experienced player there. I'll play uh, Joel Serunjoji and Bobosi Viaruhanga. I'll play 4-3-3. Then up front, I'll have Steven Desemukwala and Rogers Mato. Plus, I'll risk, this game, I'll risk and have Jonah Patrick Kakande. I'll start that young lad there, right there. That's our 11. And my prediction, I think the game will end with a 1-0 for Uganda. We are just getting in the fold, the groove, especially in Ambole, and I really believe at the 12th man, that's the fans, will push the team. Botswana is not an easy team; it's a very tricky team, so it's a 1-0. Maybe you didn't give us your prediction for the game.
I'll go with a 2-0 game,
So
not a
2-0.
1-0, because I'm
It
tired of
is.
seeing 1-0, 1-0. Tired of seeing 1-0s.
This is African football. It's Uganda is still really rebuilding. Paul Put is trying to really uh, impact his philosophy with the lads, and 1-0 is not bad. 2-0, I'll take
But I
it.
would say, Also, I think credit to the players is summoned. No one has complained about them. There's no noise like in the media. The players are not all that good. Everyone is like, okay, yeah, someone good players, and the replacements he has put in, of course,
Yeah,
OT
deserved.
replacing,
Brevis,
uh, yeah, of course,
Mugabi.
Baby Smog. We are going to miss so much because of his
Mm.
leadership in that
Yes.
central defense.
Mm.
For which I want to miss him a lot. Actually, we should stop summoning him because
Mm.
since we said summoning, he has not showed up. Yeah,
Yes.
the Cranes have to stop summoning that guy. They should let go of him and
Mm.
be like, man, his history. You know?
Exactly. Mm. He
Yeah.
has always been summoned, but we're waiting for his debut. This was the time we were going to wait for his debut
Uh,
with the Uganda Cranes, but I think he's having difference in allegiance. I don't know whether he still wants to play for Nigeria or he wants to play uh, for the home team that he plays for. So I don't know. It's the allegiance, and that really takes away the spirit of national spirit, patriotism of a country. I don't like really us summoning players who have dual citizenship, especially with different nationalities that really come from Africa. We have abundant of players here that we can really bring on. Yeah, we even have nationalities from the UK. Those ones are just they're committed, but you're right. This is, I think, the third time he has been summoned, but he's
yeah.
always. Mm,
We should let him. We should let him be. We should let him be. We should forget him, and later we'll feel the pain because it's not aging. It's not young. It's aging. We
yeah.
started summoning when he was still young. It's now and playing time is no longer like you think at the club level as well.
Mm,
So we don't mind. We don't mind. Shouldn't give a damn about such a player. We should let him go. Should let him go. Should focus on our talent. We should focus on the boys wanted to play football. Yeah, and I was happy when they replaced him with Senkatuka. He's a player we've seen deliver. He's a player we've seen do everything on the pitch,
mm,
from professional back to home ground, and he's
mm,
still
mm.
delivering. He's
Exactly.
the best player for Bright Stars, and he's among the top strikers into the league.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know,
I agree.
yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll move on. This week, this is a bit of it came in as gossip, but I saw it. I saw a statement from FUFA regarding a player, a disgruntled player, Lwesibawa. I remember he was banned, but I didn't know that it would really come out in this kind of format. But FUFA came out categorically and say that there was due process. The player was summoned. There were court proceedings. I even didn't know that the player was really undertaking court proceedings. I don't know whether he had representation, but the decision was made, and the player was banned for match fixing. FIFA did not really mention the particular games, but the player came out uh, through different podcasts, Uganda Fan TV, talking about how unfairly he was treated. Uh, the ban was unfair, and even yesterday he was on TikTok live. He tried to really break down the games that really got him banned. The first game was against was Express against Gaddafi. They're talking of mafias. Yeah, there are some things that are coming on. We've heard of mafias in the game, trying to really influence the game. He mentioned that the game was supposed to end. That's what he had from the DC disciplinary committee. That for them, they had their experts say that the game was fixed to end 3-1, but the game ended 1-1. But still, the player was convicted. The other game was against UPDF in Bombo. The penalty that he got himself involved in. For him, he says the play. He said, "Omusambi anekonyeko netugwa mu box." He says that the player just knocked on him and they fell in the box and they awarded the penalty. And people are like, Negwe, they were like, for you in number 7, how do you end up being in the back when your number 2 is in the attack and you awarded us a penalty? So there was a lot of controversy. We'll speak about that and the way forward, whether there's a way of the two parties really coming on table and resolve these issues.
Uh, I listened to his story properly on Uganda
Mm,
Fan TV, and also I watched a few clips of the TikTok live he did.
mm,
And to me, I asked myself, why was he banned? If the game of Gaddafi was supposed to end 3-1 and it ended 1-1, why was he banned? Meaning nothing was fixed
mm,
in that game because it ended 1-1.
mm,
Then for the game of UPDF. he explained it properly in detail. Actually, he explained it in details. How his number 2 took a run, and then he lost the ball, but he had to come back. Like
to cover
as a
him.
as a footballer, you have to come back and defend. You have to cover. You can't just stay behind. Explain the details. I'm like, why did FIFA ban this player again? Their statements they made. Of course, they came out with a statement. They said, of course, they're experts. The experts, of course, did the investigations, and it so happened the player was in too much fixing, but the player himself, actually, he didn't talk about it since the beginning of the season. He was quiet until the end of the season. That's when he talked about it.
Yeah.
Meaning, he has been, of course, he has been in court, moving up and down onto this case. You really said that he wants to come back and play football, but FIFA is insisting you're banned for 5 years. 5 years is a lot of time such a player. And he was actually on the national team of the beach football. He was on the national team of beach football. And you saw he explained how wasn't the one getting their allowances on time. Yeah. They're supposed to get some $2,000. They even went for some lessons of how to handle money financially. And guess what? They're being given like 1 million once in a while, not giving them their full amount. So still they still demand the federation. Him says we still demand the federation, but you know what? Let's move on. But to him, the issue is he wants to come back and play football. FIFA should be considerate. They should pardon this player because he shared these things so well in details. But FIFA statement wasn't detailed enough compared to how the players, how the player as it wasn't detailed enough compared to how the player talked, how the player was talking. Meaning FIFA somehow somewhere they know. The player was so clear on these things. And the matches they were saying that he is a man into, like, he fixed everything. He explained it so well. As a person who loves Ugandan football, of course, match fixing is so bad. But you pardon such a player, be like, we don't have. Truth be told, FIFA doesn't have the full evidence. That's the truth.
Exactly. The 5 year ban. I feel it was harsh. I think they would do with the season. Even you look at the advanced league like the English Premier League. Ivan Toney was also involved in such an incident, but was given a 6 month ban. But 5 years. I mean, I know really FIFA wanted to really swing hard on the issue of bad image for the game. And also, I think the player did not have proper representation. I think the player went into the panel with this open mind that for me, I can have my truth. But you can never have your truth when you're having lawyers. Lawyers can really manipulate you. If they want a case convicted, they always get it convicted with the available facts. So I think he should have gone with representation, whether a lawyer, a counsel, whether his agent. Some of these players, this is where agents come in and negotiate a plea deal. Yeah, but I think he went for the maximum. He went there and he tried to really reason the lawyers out there, and that was the ruling, and they went for the maximum sentence. For me, I would advise FIFA to really sit down. If there's an appeal process, he should have appealed, and his appeal should be basing on reduced sentence, 1 year, 1 year, yeah, 1 year at least, including the months served. Yeah, they would have reduced the sentence to that 1 year and some few months for also including the months served, and the player gets back to play football. He's the player from Kalaji, I think. He has his people. He has all the people from that side support him, and it's one of the few talents that came out from that side. And I'll never forget that goal he scored in Amboli. I think he was playing for Villa. Wow, it was a cracker. I remember even the commentator speaking about it. It was a hard hit shot, and that's how he came into the limelight. Yeah, he's a good physical spaceman, and I feel the game still needs him. I don't know what you say about the sentence, but 5 years, I feel it's too much. And what would you really advise? How would really FIFA move forward with this kind of negotiations and try to really bring back the player in the game, yeah, while also maintaining the aspect of fighting match fixing?
Yeah, FIFA is doing an incredible job of fighting match fixing. But of late we've got TV stations which show these games. Can we get those few clips what they're talking about, like in their evidence, in their statements? They're supposed to be sharing us with good evidence of like this game at this time. this is what he did, and this is the kind of runs he did. They will show the evidence of like this what happened. Yeah, because games are being broadcasted live, but there was no evidence we saw apart from the statement they shared. Yeah,
Exactly.
but I would say good job from FUFA for curbing match fixing. It is something we've been looking forward to see with our federation. Hope other federations will copy, get to know what FUFA is doing, and also fight that match fixing into like in other sports, because it's now so common into other sports as well. So all in all, good job from FUFA, but they need to do better. They need to do better than that. But I would say credit to them for trying to fight match fixing.
All right, yeah. We'll talk about the big league. The league, the police was crowned. We talk about that a little bit as we move on forward. Police was crowned the champions of Betpawa Big League. My specific will be on police. You know, we speak about these institutional teams a lot. We don't know what are their goals. I remember the police of those days when the Geoffrey Masters were playing they used to win championship, they used to win the Sekafas, the Uganda Cup, they used to play on the continent. But we are finding these institutional teams, apart from NEC that really has shown intent. URA, police also coming in, Maroons. Police and Maroons, they are always in the relegation battle. They are being relegated. They are coming back in the league. We feel like these teams are uh, financially stable. Players get their money on time. What are their goals in the league? You know, is it just to be an institutional team? Are they really fighting for championship? And what do we expect from police this time? Yeah.
I remember so well when Hassan Kasinja was the chairman of the team. I remember the incident which happened at St. Mary's Chitende when they're playing against Vipers. How we stormed the pitch. He's like, no, we can't. Yeah, we can't allow this. He said, that's when he said, I've lost it for Ugandan football. After the officials are not clear. I think they're being bribed, all that. But the team was moving on well by that time until he resigned as a top person into that. But talked about the police with the championship they have in Uganda, with the welfare they have, because they're financially stable as a team. You know, it's hard to hear players of like we didn't get started on time. Yeah, we had those stories those days when the team wasn't yet organized, because sometimes we hear stories of like police players are demanding some money. You'd be like, really? A team like police, an institutional team is demanding money? And NEC has come out strong. NEC came strong last season, and this season you saw what they did. They were in the top 6 of the Premier League, which was a good job done by NEC itself. And of course in the finals of the Uganda Cup, though they lost to Chitara, but in the finals of the Uganda Cup, they were title contenders until the last 2 games.
Yeah.
But they were there. They're still contenders. They're still fighting for that title. Yeah. Credit to Mbalangu. Mbalangu is a guy we've seen him what he did. We saw players like Data, who's not going to play for South Sudan, who's played South Sudan. We saw the likes of Conwell Othomio, how he delivered. We saw the likes of Okocha as well, the kind of football was playing all the way from Oduparaka now to NEC. Generally, it was a good team. It was a good team. And then we saw the service that we saw how they brought back the former Uganda Cranes keeper, now the keeper for the former even KCC keeper, how he came back and he took the leadership as the captain. And we saw what he did in the second round.